Hey guys, this is Brendan with Gone Mobile Vans. We're here at our shop at Costa Mesa, California. Behind me is our brand new 2023 high roof all-wheel drive Transit that we turned into an awesome camper. Can't wait to show it to you. So this is our favorite platform to build on. It's the 148 wheelbase high roof Transit, all-wheel drive and EcoBoost. You can't go wrong with this in my opinion. Tons of power, beautiful, easy to drive, tons of headspace inside. It's a great van to start with. So for this van, we went with the Van Compass Stage 2 Topo 2.0 lift kit. It's got just under 2 inches of lift in the front. It's got 2 inches of lift in the rear with adjustable Falcon shocks. Really makes a nice ride improvement, handles really well, and the adjustable shocks really help you dial in your preferred ride. So some of the questions we've had about the lift kits for the all-wheel drive Transits on the CV joints and how they might prematurely wear. So Van Compass spent a lot of time developing this kit. Really, it's maxed out as far as you can go with this style, so about 1.75 inches up front, but the angles are still in spec and you're not going to have any issues with it. For tires, we went with the Falcon Wild Peak AT3s. These are in the 245, 75, 16 size. We think these are the perfect fit for these Transits and we love the way they ride. This van came with no windows at all except for up front, so we decided to put in 2 AWD half sliders, one on the sliding door and one on the driver's side behind the driver's seat. We love these windows. They really fit the window stamp like perfectly. I love how they open up, bug screens included, offers a lot of airflow when necessary, and they look really clean. Moving on down, we went with flare space flares. We have these color matched to the Avalanche Gray color of the Transit. We went with their slider windows. We love how these work. They open up quite nicely, easy to use, and they work great with a max fan on the roof to give some maximum ventilation. On the top of this van, we went with the Flatline Van Company Low Pro roof rack. We combined that with a Fiamma F45S awning, manual crank. We love how this combination. We also added some roof rack lights for both the rear loading and unloading when you're setting up camp. Also on the driver's side, and we've got an overhead light here above the sliding door that you still get light when the awning is deployed. We wire all the exterior lights into our Garmin power switch. We run that off of our house battery that we install, so you can leave these lights on without worrying about running down your van battery. So a couple of questions that we get from clients are if when they order a van or if they find a van that's available and it doesn't have windows in the back or it doesn't have windows in the sliding door, can they be put in after the fact? And the answer is yes. We installed 2 solid glass windows here. This is also from AWD. This van had really no windows in there. We put everything in. It makes a huge difference, but to answer your question, we can absolutely put whatever glass you want in the van, no problem. We wanted to make sure we had a full-size spare for this van, so we got an aluminous rear door tire carrier on here. It mounts easily and it holds up our full-size spare, so in case we get into trouble, we got one ready to go. One of the things we got tucked away here is our shore power plug. This is basically a simple extension cord. You can plug right into there and it'll charge at 15 amps, the power system. It's clean and easy out of the way. You really don't even know it's there, so it's pretty unobtrusive. So we've got the Flatline Van Company side ladder for this. It mates up perfectly with the roof rack. Easy access to get up there to clean off your solar panels, add some more storage up there, adjust your Starlink satellite dish, whatever you need to do. So one of the cool things we did for this van is we mounted a Starlink system on here. We've got the flat mount from Star Mount Systems. We modified the stock dishy that came from Starlink to fit into that flat mount enclosure, fully waterproof, magnets onto the roof, so it's super stable. It's in position all the time whenever you need it. Just flip it on and you got internet in a couple of minutes. It's the coolest solution ever. One of the stock things we put on this van is a Max Fan Deluxe 7500. We don't build a van without it. We think they're fantastic for airflow and for during the summer you can have the auto feature on and it'll turn on and off just to keep the van at a reasonable temperature. We love those things. The other thing we have mounted on the Flatline rack are 2 100-watt solar panels. Provides charging to the power system. We like these panels because they're a bit narrower than some of the others, so they fit perfectly side by side next to the Max Fan. It leaves the whole front of the roof rack open for other activities. In the front cabin of this Transit, we've got the Sync 4 12-inch screen. I really quite enjoy the full touch screen. It's great for the 360 camera view. We also have factory Ford swivel seats in this van. So we went with the factory Ford swivels on this Transit. If you can get them from the factory, we think that's the best way to go. Alternatively, if you find a Transit that doesn't have swivels, where there are aftermarket swivel bases that work really well also. But having swivels makes such a difference for the living space in this van. We highly recommend getting them from the factory or aftermarket if necessary. One of the differences on this van is we added a drop-down table on the doorway galley here. It's a really nice solution for cooking outside or holding your drink while you're hanging out by the campfire. This is a simple pin, this drops down, got a nice sturdy surface, holds your red Solo cup perfectly. Do some cooking out here and it folds up out of the way really easy. Moving our way into the van, we've got an isotherm DR85 fridge. This is the drawer style, so it slides out quite easily. I love these for the easy access from outside the van as well as inside the van. It also has a built-in freezer section, so you can keep your ice cream or you can actually make ice cubes in there for your drinks. And there's also one more smaller little tray that slides out for some of your extra dairy items, things like that. For the galley in this van, we went with a Lost Highway doorway galley. It's 32 inches long, 36 inches tall, 22 inches deep. Adds for a great surface for working here. We went with a deep sink with a built-in cutting board. Stainless steel black, it looks pretty nice in my opinion. We put in a bamboo countertop which matches the cabinet doors on the upper cabinets as well. We treat it with a food safe cutting board oil. Should be kept really nice and clean throughout the life of this thing. For power and outlets on this galley, we've got a 110 outlet that is run by the inverter on the battery system. We've got USB and 12 volt outlets here, so you could plug in your phone charger directly or some other 12 volt appliance can also go in there. We've got the switch for the water pump, so this runs water for the sink and also the rear washdown sprayer, and we've got a switch for the gray tank that you can open up the electric valve remotely from here. We've also got some storage underneath here. This is perfect for your trash can or some other storage of other items. I keep my camp stove in there as well, but it's a decent amount of space with the fridge stopping here, so you got plenty of space for additional storage. So what we've done different in this van is we've included a built-in toilet box. This one is pretty cool. It encompasses a brand new wrap-on Trekker toilet in here. This is an electric toilet. Waste gets dropped into the plastic bag. It gets dropped down, closed off, heat sealed, and cut off afterwards. So all you have is a waste bag that's easily disposed of. Really clean, hygienic. There's no cleaning out of your cassette toilet after the fact. The toilet interior parts are in here. The waste drops down into the bag where you can just grab it and dispose of it. We take this toilet and completely disassemble it and build it into the toilet box, so it's a nice permanent fixture in the van. Works really, really nicely. And moving our way down from the toilet box, we've got a 42-inch storage compartment here. So in combination of the toilet box and the storage box, it allows for a 60-inch bench seat. We've got custom cushions on the way for this, so it'll be a nice lounge area. But it's a ton of storage in here as well that you can get to. Chairs, camping supplies, sleeping bags, whatever you might need. Easy access in this storage box. It's a ton of space in there. So we also added a Lagoon swivel table to the storage box. Easily access it from both sides here, so you could have your partner in between you guys. You can have the table in between. This is a trifold bamboo tabletop. It really expands out quite a bit. You have a ton of space. You can even swivel it all the way forward so the people in the front seats even have access to it as well. Our interior kit is comprised of 1/4-inch Baltic birch wall panels and ceiling panels. We wrap all the wall panels in 1/8-inch Landau foam and Marathon fabric in this case. This is the metal color, one of our favorites in my opinion. Good quality, holds up really, really well. I like the texture, super solid. In behind the wall panels are sound deadening material adhered to all the sheet metal and tons of 3M Thinsulate stuffed into all the cavities inside the van to maximize our insulation properties. The ceiling in this van is once again one of our standard textures in here. It's special to us, nobody else is using it at the moment. It's 1/4-inch Baltic birch panels over the insulation and sound deadening material, but then it's got a 1/4-inch machined foam texture that we put over the top of it that adds some additional insulation and sound deadening properties. Also, you get to choose the colors that you like, a design that you like. Makes it for a really nice, clean feature of a ceiling, and we're really proud of how it came out. We put some L-track in on the passenger side overhead. This allows for some of the hanging storage bags from Van Wife Components or Campo Vans. We love those things, and they make it really easy to set up in the house, bring your clothes in, hang them in there, and head off to the campsite. For our overhead cabinets in this van, we worked with Lost Highway once again to get the proper side profile for these cabinets to fit in the Transit. The Transit is curved in so many different dimensions or directions that having a vendor that really worked with us to get these just right is super key. We love how they fit and finish, really lightweight, super strong, nice bamboo doors, positive latching mechanisms to keep the doors open. And when you're ready to close them, they just have a soft close. You get them started and then they'll finish up. Super solid, tons of storage up there. We prefer using these cabinets over a wood-based cabinet system over overhead because they're lighter, they're more rigid, they're gonna hold up longer, they don't squeak and rattle, and they're not gonna fall apart over time like wood may. Major component is the lightweight of these cabinets, and it's a huge selling point for us. For the bed system in this van, we went with the tall fender boxes from Lost Highway. We love how these fit in the van with the flares from Flare Space. Tons of storage. On this side, we've got 20 gallons of water in the lower compartment, and then in the upper compartment, tons of storage space for more clothes, camping gear, supplies, whatever you need. It's an amazing amount of storage in the van. So inside the fender box, we've got a 20-gallon wheel well water tank from Northwest Conversions. We've got a 3.5 gallon per minute water pump from Seaflow and an accumulator, which allows for a nice, easy water flow, and it reduces cycling on the water pump. This will pump water front to the galley and also rear to the rear washdown outside the van. On the driver's side, we've got the same tall fender box, tons of storage again on this side as well. You can fit just about anything inside there. Underneath, we've got a Webasto STC 2000 gas heater and the TerraVan solar power kit that provides power for the whole van. So to briefly compare the TerraVan solar kit to the Goal Zero that we normally use, they're both similar in the fact that they are all-in-one units. This one is a bit different with larger DC output capacity, so you could power an air conditioning unit if you like. It also has a really nice app that works well to control features, turn on and off the inverter. It has shore power charging, it's got alternator charging, and it has solar charging inputs. Super solid solution, really happy with how it's coming out, and it fits perfectly in these boxes. What's great about the Webasto and S-Bar heaters for that matter is that they sip fuel. So these run off of the fuel tank. We've got a line that taps into the gas tank and it provides the heating source for the fuel. The power to run the fan and air movement comes from the battery system, but they're really efficient and heats up a small compartment like this really, really well in cold weather. This has got a new Bluetooth controller, so you can control things from here, but you can also control it from an app on your phone. So if you're in bed, you can turn it on and off without having to get out of the covers. So to finish out the bed system from Lost Highway, we added some black L-track down here to allow for hanging some bags and or strapping up the mattress up out of the way when you like. These are the bed panels that drop into place in between the tall fender boxes. They're lightweight aluminum and they just slide right in. Makes for a really great sleeping space. Paired with the flares, you get almost 80 inches wide. So somebody who's 6'5" can still sleep here sideways in tons of comfort. That's why we went with these. I'm a tall guy and I can't sleep sideways otherwise. So combination of this bed and these flares makes for a dialed-in sleeping solution. So another great addition we did in this van is a gear tray from Lost Highway. It's 60 inches deep and we are able to make it full width in between these two boxes. It's pretty slick. Positive locking in. Tray will pull all the way out. Full extension. Holds a ton of weight. We've got L-track front and back to be able to strap down all your camping gear or whatever else you might have in here. We went with a color matched floor, so the gear tray and the floor in the van both match. We think it's a nice look. All right, guys, that's it for the tour of this 2023 high roof all-wheel drive Transit. Love how this thing came out. We think it's a super solid build. Can't wait to deliver it tomorrow to the client. I think they're going to be super stoked. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to our channel. And if you're interested in a van like this, we got more coming. Feel free to hit us up on our website or a message through Instagram or YouTube. See you on the next one.